Well, hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back. For about the past 2 weeks, I've been wearing this shoe right here. And I just crossed over 100 miles. So I feel like it's time to sit down and talk to you guys, give you guys my honest, full review on the ASICS NOVABLAST.
I'm at the tippy top of my game, looking down at the rafters. I had to sun these boys, can't leave them bastards. A lot of dudes, just some undercover actors. I don't fall for it, I'm privy to all your tactics. Yeah, so try again.
Alright, well thank you guys for joining me again today. Disclosures out of the way, I did pay for the shoe with my own money. It's not a sponsored video and no one's telling me what to say. If you saw my first impressions video, I kind of went over some of the features of the shoe and what it was like after one run. Today, I've been running in this, like I said, for about 2 weeks. I've got over 100 miles in it, and I feel like I kind of understand where this shoe is going, what it's trying to do, what it's made for, and there are some opinions that I had about this shoe after my first run that have changed over the last 100 miles. Let's talk about some specs. My size 11.5, was 10.86 ounces. The stack in the heel is 37 millimeters and in the forefoot, 27 millimeters, giving you 10 millimeter drop. And that is the biggest drop that I've ran in since my ultra days. The shoe does also run true to size, so no issues there. But first off, let's talk about the fit. Sizing was spot on. No issues, normal size, didn't have any problems there. The comfort was amazing out of the box. I put it on and it just felt incredible. It had a pretty secure fit right away. Didn't have any issues with that. Started off with the runner's knot. The laces are a bit short, but I'm okay with that. Like, I don't like laces bouncing around my shoes when I'm running. So as far as hot spots, pain points, there were none right away, but after 18 miles, there was a pretty bad pain right at the top, like right where the laces come. They just came past the tongue and it was 100% due to the runner's knot, I believe. Maybe 99%. After that first run, like I talked about this in the first video, but after that first run, did away with the runner's knot. So I undid this last lacing hole and just went with a traditional tying system and the pain went away. And the problem here is that this last lacing hole is not covered up by the tongue when you're wearing it. And so when that lace comes back through and you tie it tight, that lace is actually going right across your sock. You know, right away I didn't notice it, but after 18 miles in the first run, it did cause pain for the last 3 miles of that run. And once I got rid of that, it was fine. So moving on to the rest of the upper, it was nice and breathable. There were no stress points that I've noticed, no wearing, no tearing, no anything like that. I didn't have any problems with my toes, with any parts of my foot, like causing any other blisters or any other friction points. Normally I put my stride pod, I clip it to the very last lace crossover and then the second one. And there's actually not enough room there for the stride pod to get in. I had to put it up higher on my foot and then it ended up turning slightly to the outside. And so I'm not 100% sure if it's giving me like as accurate numbers as I usually get, because when you wear a pod, like especially the stride pod, you want it to be in the exact same spot, in the exact same orientation on all of your shoes. This area of the shoe is really strong though, and it gives you a really good lockdown. I didn't have any problems with that. The fit through the forefoot was really good. Never had any issues, never any numbness of my foot or anything like that. All right, let's talk about the ride of this shoe. The landing was absolutely amazing. It feels like a dream landing in this shoe. It's literally like a marshmallow. It's just so good. And like that's the only thing I can think of when I'm running in this shoe. I imagine marshmallows. The only thing I will say though about the ride is that after 100 miles, I was able to feel like a clearly defined cutout on each side of my forefoot, and it wasn't causing any issues, but I found myself thinking about it, and that was kind of weird. Like I don't really want to be thinking about what my shoe is doing while I'm running. I just kind of want to be zoned out and running. That said, I do still stand by my first impressions that I do think that this really helps with the ride. This foam compresses so much. It's a dream to run in. It's not something that you want to run in every single day, but when you want that comfort, this is what you're gonna go for. The energy transfer of this shoe, I feel like is pretty good. The sweet spot for me was around 7:15 to 8 minute pace, which is pretty much like that marathon pace. The forward rock was okay. The midsole of this shoe is what ASICS calls a flight foam blast, and it's a pretty cool name. Really cool name, actually. They describe it as being light and airy and that the foam compresses easily under your foot. And that's exactly what I experienced. I will say though, after 100 miles, I'm feeling it compress a little bit quicker, which is giving you a little bit less energy return. In this case, with this shoe being so super squishy, that a little bit of extra resistance would be good. The stack height being 10 millimeters, like I said, didn't bother me at all. A couple people pointed out that with it being so squishy, that actually changes the stack height. height when you put the shoes on. In that case, maybe we should be measuring shoes with like weighted and unweighted, which I think that would be really interesting. Like if this is a 10 millimeter stack height with nobody standing in it, what is it when you actually stand in it? And because of this interesting observation from some of you viewers, I did pick another shoe with a 10 millimeter drop. It's a Nike. Tell you what it is really soon. One interesting thing to note is that there's quite a bit of extra foam around the heel, and it's kind of like an interesting design choice, but I do believe that it's probably contributing to the shock absorption, so I do believe that there's purpose behind it. It's not that they're just putting like extra foam back here to put some wings on the shoe. There probably is something to do with the physics of how that foam is compressing and where the energy is going. Okay, now let's talk about performance of this shoe. This is probably what a lot of people are interested in hearing about. Speeding up and slowing down, there's definitely a lot of give. They're not really, I don't think these shoes are really for doing short intervals, definitely not for track work. If I had to come up with a keyword for these shoes, I would call them your cruise control shoes, because these are the shoes that you want to wear when you're going to get up to a speed and just stay there for a long time. Cornering performance is not great. You need to be careful. The stack height mixed with the super soft foam, mixed with how my foot did actually move inside just a little bit when taking tight corners, mixed with also this minimal outsole. All of that makes it just a little bit of sketchy conditions when you're trying to corner. All right, now let's talk about the best distance for a training run or race in this shoe. For me, personally, this is easily a marathon shoe. But really, I mean, you could wear this for any distance where you just want to be comfortable, whether that's a half marathon, whether that's a 5K that you just want to go out and just have a nice, easy time. Maybe it's a turkey trot, you're going to go eat a bunch of food right after, and you want to just chill out. But I believe this is built for the marathon. It's meant to go a long time, straight, in good conditions, when you want to be really comfortable. And how about the outsole? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the life of the shoe. This rubber is called Air Plus, I believe is how it's pronounced. And ASICS says that it has twice the abrasion of regular ASICS traditional rubber outsoles. They say that it's got an improved durability and improved traction. And I have to say that I am blown away by this. Like, I'm very, very impressed. The places where my shoes normally wear, like the outside of the forefoot, there's no wear there. And then even the foam, like there's just a tiny little spot on the inside of the forefoot that where the foam is maybe like slightly rubbed off. But I'll say ASICS, very, very good job with this outsole. And because of all the things I just said, I think this shoe is probably going to get you 400 to 500 miles. I mean, the outsole showing almost no wear after 100 miles is blowing me away. The squishiness of the midsole and just how cushioned it is, I think that it's going to be able to last for a long time. All right, now let's talk about the appeal of this shoe. What do I think about the looks? Well, first of all, I would have to say that this colorway is awesome. On the website, when I was looking at it, I have to say I was a little skeptical about the color. Is this going to be blue? Is it green? Is it teal? Like, what is it? But I was like, you know what? I like the adventurous colors. I like the flashy stuff. I'm gonna get this one. So when I got it in my hands, I was really, really happy with it. I think ASICS did a really good job with this colorway. These orange laces with the bluish greenish upper is just really, I'm really liking it. And if you didn't notice, when you're looking at this specific model on ASICS website, it says ASICS NOVABLAST SPS. And what that stands for is sports style. They teamed up with this London collective designer company named ASICS, and they came up with this new colorway, a little bit new design, a little bit flashier. They wanted to make the running shoe a little bit more stylish, and I have to say I'm happy with it. Good job ASICS, good job ASICS. All right, so what's the deal with the ASICS NOVABLAST? What do I think of the price? Is it worth it? My opinion, $130. Absolutely worth it. I think that is the sweet spot for this shoe. I think when you're picking a shoe out for your long run, you want something that's going to be comfortable. You want something that's going to encourage you to go long. You want something that is going to be fun and is exciting to put on. And for $130, I think that is absolutely the right price for this shoe. The ASICS NOVABLAST is for anybody that wants a lightweight, highly cushioned shoe that is designed for comfort on the long run. All right, well, that's it. Those are my thoughts, my final review of the ASICS NOVABLAST after 100 miles. Thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you to those of you that stuck around to the end of this video. If you did, leave a comment down below. Let me know what kind of shoes you guys want to see next for my reviews. Like I said, the next road shoe is going to be a Nike shoe, and I'll let you know what it is soon. If you have a guess, put your guess down in the comments down below as well. That's it. That's where I'm going to end this video. The ASICS NOVABLAST is going to be a key shoe in my rotation for the long runs, and I'm really excited to see what ASICS does with their next NOVABLAST. That said, thank you for joining. I'll see you again soon. Bye.